Hello, people of the world. Zack here. So many of you guys know that I live in the Virginia area of the Mid-Atlantic of the United States of America. And many of you who have not been living under a rock have realized that every TV newscast, media organization, whatever in the world is promoting, I don't know if promoting is the right word, but is letting you know that there is a big storm, coming. And that's something that people, let's just say, are probably freaking out about. If you went to the grocery store, you know exactly what I am talking about. Now, I get it, people freak out and everything, but what I really would encourage you to do is to not freak out now, but to instead have process built into your life. I'm walking, by the way. I went and just got gas for my wife for her car because I don't know that she's going to be able to, so I'm walking back because that's what good husbands do. But anyway, so a lot of people will freak out and be like, oh my goodness, I got to go to the grocery store. And by the way, I've been to the grocery store like 7 times because I love the grocery store. I go every day anyway. But you can tell by these lines, they're like super long. People are like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to have 5 days off. My life is going to be in shambles. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea. That's literally what they're thinking. But here's the problem with that. It's that literally, like, all they have to do is implement some process throughout their lives, throughout the years, and things will get better. So literally, when something catastrophic, can't speak, happens, it's not that big of a deal because they're already prepared, right? So once a month, I send out invoices to people that get invoices from me. I do it on the 21st of every month, blackjack, casinos. And I realized that at some point in life, I was missing invoices. I just forgot to send them to people. So what do? I add it on my calendar. Remind yourself to send invoices to people, right? A lot of these are actually super automated where it automatically goes itself. A lot of this can be done in no matter what we do in life, where we have repetitive chores or repetitive scenarios happen over and over and over again. We can create process, procedure, playbooks that make our lives easier. Now I know what you're thinking, Zack, this storm isn't in my life. Well, there probably are things associated with a storm that are actually in your life. So like you might be freaking out like, I gotta make sure I do all these tasks before this thing happens. You probably actually have to do all those tasks beforehand. You're just freaking out because the storm of doom is coming, right? And so, yes, this is somewhat of a Hurricane Florence post, but it's also a post to say, just because a storm gets in your way doesn't mean that you should give up on everything that you've been building, or that you should eliminate your, or you should freak out at the last second, or lose your audio jack, because that's what happened here. But, by the way, I'm just walking in circles. Like, there is a train track right there, and there's no way to get through it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm literally just walking to walk, because I'm here for the people. Hoorah. But my point is this, is you have a lot of process that you already have to implement, but you're being lazy and you don't want to do it, or you don't know, honestly, most of the time it's just because you're lazy. And you're like, oh man, all this stuff's happening. Like literally, this is probably the last post I'm going to do for a few days, by the way, because, by the way, look a nice little, we should do this. Where am I? It's me in my city. I'm going on vacation. This is probably going to be my last post for a while because I'm going to go on vacation. Don't worry about that. But look, the problem that I see many people go through is that a scenario continues to pop up. And instead of making it easier on their lives, they just continue to allow it to build up and build up and build up and build up, right? Instead of trying to fix it little by little. And so what ends up happening is that when a scenario like a storm, or a scenario like something bad happens, someone gets laid off, or someone goes on a vacation, or whatever it might be, they blame it on that person instead of taking responsibility and making it easier on themselves, right? A lot of times, what you have to get done, you can get done super early in the day. I find that when I work out super early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, I actually can have my entire day done by 9 o'clock. Now, that does not mean that I don't do anything the rest of the day. It just means the most important and mandatory things that I need to get done, I can get done super early in the morning. When I don't end up doing them super in the morning, what I find, turning back around, is that I don't get them done when I want to. And so a lot of people work out super early in the morning so that they can get everything done the rest of their day. I find that works well for me. But again, what I encourage you to do is take a list of the things that suck in your life, that continue to build up and build up and build up, those routines that you've built, those projects that you don't get done. What you need to start working on and what you need to start implementing in your life for life, is making it easier so when those scenarios come up each and probably every month, you make it easier on yourself. Like, why make these things so hard? So like, if you forget sending invoices to people, send a reminder to yourself, create invoices and send them. Then if you forget to send them, you're an idiot and that's on your own fault. But like, if every day you want to go to the gym, put on your calendar, go to the gym. If every day you want to meditate, put that on your calendar and be like, yo, I need to do these things, because at least you're reminding yourself. You still have to do it. You still have to have the manpower to do it. But we complain and we bitch about all this stuff where we're like, I can't get any of this stuff done. It's like, no, you're actually just weak and you're not allowing yourself to do it. Just start doing it. I've said this before. There's this guy that I really like, super motivational. He probably wouldn't call himself motivational, but he is motivational. His name's David Goggins. Look him up. David. By the way, it's going to start raining as I'm walking, and I'm not going to worry about it. Goggins, Goggins. And he talks about how, he doesn't always want to work out, but he works out all the freaking time. Super fit guy. He's probably the biggest badass on the planet. He's ridiculous. He's done amazing things. But he says that even he has to train his body sometimes to be like, yo, go walk, go run a mile, and then you talk yourself to do the second mile. Next thing you know, you've done 25 miles. And so just get started. That's why working out in the morning or waking up early can be so good for you. I'm actually, one thing that I want to try as well is taking like a super ice cold bath or something like that first thing in the morning. See what that does to the body. Freak out. I think Tony Robbins does that with his crazy pool. But people are freaking out about a hurricane. People are freaking about all the things that they have to do, when in all reality, you're freaking out over nothing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't worry about storms like this, but I'm saying that this storm is a metaphor for your life, and that a lot of scenarios just like this are happening to you each and every day, each and every week, each and every month. And instead of making it easier on your life, you continue to make it super difficult because you don't try to tackle the challenge at hand. Instead, you make it very difficult and you get on the excuse wagon, the excuse train, and you continue to go through it. So go through the things in your life, the scenarios that happen all the time over and over again, and start tackling them little by little, so that when that storm, that could physically be a storm, or it could just be, your bad day, it's easy for you to tackle that, and you're ready to go after it. All right? I hope you guys stay safe in whatever you're doing. I will see you many days from now. I'm going to be back in, 2 weeks or so. Until then, have fun. Peace.